What's up, everybody? Welcome to the program. Solo episode today, but I want to talk about confidence. So I want to talk about confidence. I mean, so many people who want to do things, but they kind of lack confidence in it. And confidence is not about being conceited. It's not about thinking you're better than anybody, but you ought to have some confidence. And so today I'm going to talk about, and I wrote them in my notes. I'm going to be reading some notes that I wrote down because I want you guys to get them. I want to talk about 10 ways to build confidence. 10 ways to build confidence. I don't even know if I'll get to all 10. I may break this down into 2 solo episodes. I may do 5. Come back and do another 5. So I'll give you 1 through 5, and then we'll do 5 through 10, something like that. But anyway, we're talking about building confidence. Number 1, get things done. You want to build confidence. Confidence is built on accomplishment. It's simple. Confidence is built on accomplishment. If you achieve small and big goals, you're going to feel better about yourself as you achieve the goals. This is a very goal-oriented show. And we always talk about never change the goal, but you might have to change the plan. But confidence is built on achieving the goals. It's stay consistent, go after it. And it begins with your day-to-day goals. It begins with what you need to accomplish today. What do you need to accomplish when you get off this podcast? What do you need to accomplish this week or the next 3 days, the next week to meet a particular goal? If you accomplish the goals you set for every day, chances are, watch this, if I meet the goals, if I make the goals, meet the goals that I set every day, chances are that at the end of the week, I met all my goals. At the end of that week, if I meet all my goals, and the next week, and finally, end of the month, I've met all my goals, and this builds confidence. Keep in mind that progress is incremental, and big changes don't happen overnight. You're going to feel like you can take on a big project, and set ambitious goals because you can believe that you can meet it. So this builds confidence. Set a goal for yourself and go for it. That's how you build confidence. Step number 1, set a goal. Number 2, monitor your progress. What gets measured gets moved. The best way to reach your goals, big or small, break them up into smaller goals and monitor the progress. Monitor the progress. Now, if your goal is to lose weight, I wouldn't tell you to weigh yourself every day. It's not what you do. You have monthly check-ins, whatever it is you got to do. But monitor your progress in whatever you're doing. Monitor your progress, whether you're trying to get promoted, get a better job, get into graduate school, change careers, eat healthier, lose 10 pounds. The best way to know if you're making progress is to monitor it. All right. Try to quantify your accomplishments. The number of accomplishments, they kind of stack up. And it kind of build confidence, with the number of accomplishments that you might have, so write it down. If you're looking for a better job, jot down, the number of applications you're submitting to jobs or schools. Jot down what you're eating. Measure how much you're exercising. Write down whatever your goal might be. All right. It'll help you stay the course, and you'll build confidence as you see the progress you're making in real time. All right. Monitor progress. Number 3, big confidence builder. Talking about building confidence, everybody. Do the right thing. In a world where right seems wrong and wrong seems right, please make sure you're doing the right thing. That is a confidence builder. Most confident people live by a value system, and they make their decisions based on that value system, even when it's hard and not necessarily in their best interest, but in the interest of the greater good. Okay. Your actions, your decisions, they define your character. Ask yourself what the best version of yourself that you aspire to be would do. What would the best version of, insert your name, what would the best version of yourself do in this situation? Always do the right thing. Sometimes that means a short-term sacrifice on your part, but in the long run, you're going to like yourself, and you're going to be prouder of who you are. And when you're prouder of who you are, you have a new level of confidence about you. Number 4, this is big. Well, they're all big. There's no particular order, guys. I'm just doing 1 through 10. confidence builders. Exercise. All right. You don't have to go full tilt and I don't like exercising, but your body likes it. If it's taking a walk, if it's stretching, if it's yoga, do something. Do something besides benefiting just your general health. Exercising, it helps your memory retention, believe it or not. Exercising improves focus. It helps you manage stress. Exercising prevents depression. It's harder to be anxious when there's no excess energy to draw upon. I can't be anxious. I'm too tired to be anxious. I'm too tired to worry. I've been exercising, right? Exercise improves every aspect of your life. So to build confidence, just stay active. Create time to take care of yourself. Bike ride, play tennis, badminton, volleyball. Weather's breaking out here on the East Coast. Every summer they got horseshoe leagues, whatever you got to do. But exercise, it builds confidence. Number five. I may stop after number 5. I don't know. But be fearless. Talking about building confidence. Be fearless. Failing is not your enemy. I had to change the way I looked at failing. Failing's not my enemy. It's fearing failure that cripples us. Now, failure is not the enemy. It's just, I'm afraid to fail, right? That's what cripples you and I. But once you get past that, you have to be fearless. If you set big goals and have big dreams, you're going to feel overwhelmed and you're inevitably going to feel like you can't do it. In those moments, you have to look inside yourself and gather every ounce of courage you have and just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going. Every single wildly successful person I know, right, that you've heard on this podcast, I've talked to some great people, wildly successful people, right? They have been afraid, but they kept taking risks anyway. Because what they're trying to accomplish is more important in their mind and more urgent than their fear that they will fail. Just listen to some of these podcasts. I'm like, well, why'd you do it? I just kept going. I was afraid to fail. I wasn't afraid to fail. I was just afraid of really, not accomplishing. I wasn't fair. I just had to keep going. So face the fear. Think about how much you want to achieve your goal. Then put your fear to the side. Keep going one day at a time, one moment at a time. Measure your work. Do the right thing. Keep going, and confidence begins to build. Confidence will begin to build. You know what? I'm going to go on. I'm going to go to 10. I know you're like, geez, Ralph, I thought you were doing 5. I got excited. I'm stable. I really am stable, but I think I need to give you 5 more. Number 6, I wrote down was stand up for yourself. If you want to build confidence, stand up for yourself. Stop letting people walk all over you, please. All right? When your goal project is in its early stages and someone says your goal is stupid and that you can't do it, at first we're kind of tempted to believe them because they're joining the chorus of doubts that are already in our head. So, you might have a big idea and you tell someone close to you and they say something like, oh, that can't be done. And you believe them because they're singing in tune with your fear anyhow, Logically, you think, how can I be right when this person and all these doubts in my head are telling me I can't do it? That this idea is stupid. You start thinking that. And you have to tell those people, especially those voices in your head, you have to stand up for yourself and tell the voices in your head you're wrong. Tell those people, you could tell them that they're wrong or you just show them that they're wrong. But stand up for yourself. You have to stand up for yourself. You have to stand up for yourself. It's don't let anyone ever make you feel like you don't deserve what you want. All right. If you don't get anything out of this today, be confident that I believe you do qualify and you do deserve what you want. All right. Number seven, I'm going through this. Follow through. Learn to follow through. People respect people when they say they're going to do something and then they do it. So follow through, all right? That'll not only build confidence, but it'll build your reputation, right? It will help you pave a path to accomplishing your goals, strengthen your relationships, feeling proud of who you are. Follow through on your goals. Follow through on doing what you said you would do. Number 8, building confidence. Think long-term. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen overnight. Let me help you out. You have to consistently show up. First of all, pick one profession. I don't even know why I'm saying this to you guys. I've met so many people with like 5 different professions, and you're 23. That's how you 23, 24 years old and got 5 professions. And so here's the thing: you never get great at one of them. Choose one and master it in every detail. All right. Then do the work. Master it in every detail, do the work, and I'm telling you, eventually the fruit and the glory of your labor will show up. You have to think long term. You have to do the work. I ain't throwing no shade on people that think they can be successful at, how are you a cook and a photographer? I don't, a cook, a photographer, a part-time nurse. I don't, you might be, you're not going to, you don't have time to master all 3. That's all I'm saying. Think long term. Think long term. All right. Number nine. Don't really get wrapped up in what other people think. All right. As you're mastering your craft, I had to come to the point, I don't care what people think. Right. There are going to be so many people who tell you what you can't accomplish, that you can't accomplish your goal, whether it is rejection from employers or family members, all this other kind of stuff, right? Negative feedback from family and friends. People will try to tell you your goal is too big, that you're not ready, that you can't do it, it's never been done before, etc. Right? And you absolutely cannot listen to them. You absolutely cannot. Get rid of the word impossible. All right. Get rid of the word impossible. If you stay at it long enough, if you master it in every detail, it is possible. Maybe you can master 5 things in every detail. If you do, I'd love to have you as a guest. We'll sit down and talk. But as you're mastering your craft and as you are pursuing your goal, understand it's not going to happen overnight. And don't be bothered with what other people are thinking. We're talking about building confidence. You want to build confidence? Don't worry about what other people are talking about. All right. The list goes on and on and on and on and on about great people, successful people, big and small, who just turned off the naysayers. They built confidence. Did I ever tell you guys the story of the frog and the flagpole? All right. I'm telling it to you now. I usually close some of my speaking engagements with this, right? You can't care what other people think. There's a bunch of frogs, tiny frogs, and they had a competition every year climbing to the top of this flagpole, and it was greased. And, they had a frog reporter out there like Kermit the Frog and all that kind of stuff. Remember the Muppets? And he was the reporter on the Muppets. And so he's out there and it's a big event and all the audience are frogs and he's a frog and the competitors are frogs and they start climbing this grease flagpole, right? And the winner is the one who gets all the way to the top. They're climbing the grease flagpole and frogs are falling off left and right. No one's making it to the top. Well, this one little frog, he is gutting it out. He gets to the top. Everybody falls off but him. People are, well, first of all, said people, frogs are shouting, you can't make it, you can't do it, blah, 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 blah. You'll never make it. You can't do it. This is ridiculous, stupid. Why don't you just quit? I think you're crazy. So he wins. And he comes back down to talk to the reporter frog. And the reporter frog said, how did you make it to the top? And there was no response. He asked him again, how did you make it to the top? Still no response. He smiled and still no response. He asked him a third time, how'd you make it to the top? And finally, one of his friends showed up and said, he's deaf. So there you have it. Stop listening to everyone. He didn't hear anyone saying that he couldn't do it, that he couldn't make it. Ma'am, sir, stop listening and stop caring what other people think and just climb the flagpole. Build confidence. He was confident because he couldn't hear anybody. All right. I have to clean that up for next time I go out, but you guys can use that. All right. You guys can use that. Number 10, the last one, number 10. We're talking about building confidence. Do more of what makes you happy. Do more of what makes you happy. What do you love to do in your spare time? Go outside, kayak. A friend of mine likes walking in the snow with snowshoes. That's his thing. What do you like doing? Do you like, or do you live for lying on the couch and watching all the excellent television that's available? Let's find some good programming out there. I have a couple shows that I watch. Whatever it is you love, create space for it. Whatever it is, throwing the ball with the kids. I hope you're spending time outside throwing the ball around with some youth somewhere, right? But whatever the case may be, find out what you love to do and create space for it. Maybe it's art, maybe it's drawing, maybe it's music. Create space for it. Why am I saying this? Because life is short. Life is short. Guys, I'm telling you, I'm 53 years old. I'll be 54 in April, right? I feel like I'm still 27. I'm like, well, I'm telling you, between the years between 30 and 50, you have no idea where they went, right? Life is short. And so you need time to enrich your life. You need time to recharge and be your best self. That's it. 10 things to build confidence. I know I said I was going to do 5, but I did 10. Guys, you've been listening to the Unstoppable Podcast. My name is Ralph Graves Jr. I hope this has blessed you. Guys, if you want to get me for speaking engagements or you want me to come out and talk to your group or whatever, email me, ralph@ralphgravesjr.com. Please join the Ralph Graves Jr. Community, ralphgravesjr.com/community on the website. And, I'd love to come out and talk to you and your company. If you want to join the community, love to have you a part of that, working on training programs now. But anyway, 10 ways to build confidence. I hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you next time. Let's be unstoppable together. Peace.